Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Premier Championship Wrestling. I am Benjamin C. Steele, also known as BC Steele. Alongside with me back, Joe Dombrowski, hopefully convalescing. Obviously, we will get into what happened at our previous event. Right now, let's get right down to it. Now, Joe, as happy as I am to see the pride of Canada, Jack Pollock and RC Dupree, I got to ask you one question, well, two questions actually. One, how are you feeling? And two, what were you thinking?
I feel better physically. What Atticus did to me, though, is stuck with me psychologically. I have a lot of trouble sleeping. I still have headaches from time to time, and it's one of those things where you just can't get something out of your head. You can't stop replaying the traumatizing situation over and over again. And I did what I felt I had to do with the Cobra Brothers to protect this company, to protect this talent roster, to protect these fans. If I had to be the martyr and the sacrifice, then so be it. I tried to send a message to show that, you know what, I understand you guys, and obviously it was interpreted much different way than I initially intended, and I'm going to speak to the Cogers directly a little bit later on. But I'm here to do my job as a broadcaster. I'm here to call some great wrestling. Jack Pollock has really come into his own with RC Dupree, and this could be the sleeper hit of the entire night right here.
And his opponent, weighing in at 203 pounds, the baddest man alive, Aaron Williams.
Now, the baddest man alive, Joe, where was the poll for that, the academy that decided that? Because I think you're looking at the baddest man alive right there in Jack Pollock.
Well, it sure wasn't the Storm Wrestling Academy that made that decision, but Aaron Williams, I think his reputation speaks for itself. He has been a mainstay in the Midwest for over a decade now. Recently won the IWA Mid-South Championship, the Ted Petty Invitational Tournament, one of the most prestigious tournaments in the world. Aaron Williams is really having the best matches and getting the most attention of any kind at any point in his career, which says a lot because Aaron Williams had a very decorated career in this region. But keep in mind, BC, the reason this match was happening, it goes back to our tag team title tournament last September. It was Pollock and Dupree against Aaron Williams and Nate Wings, and in a double disqualification, both teams eliminated. And there's still some lingering bad blood there. And Pollock was outsmarted a bit by Nate Wings a month ago. Now Aaron Williams wants his opportunity at Pollock as well. Pollock looking to get back to his winning ways because, let's face it, since Pollock had changed his scenery a little bit and adopted RC Dupree into the fold in Premier, Jack Pollock has had a near spotless record.
Well, absolutely. Almost, if I may say, perfect, almost. You know, Jack Pollock and RC Dupree actually had a very successful Boxing Day. Many great deals all throughout Canada. And Canada's native sons.
I bet RC Dupree thinks a Boxing Day is a celebration of pugilists. He doesn't even understand. These guys aren't Canadian. Do you understand that?
Well, they're sons of Canada. You know, they're adopted sons of Canada, treated just as if they were native sons of Canada. And RC Dupree has himself on his T-shirt. And Aaron Williams, I'd like to point out, has a foreign object in the ring. I don't see him making any decrees on that.
Match had not started yet. Williams is showing an exhibition of his skills, which may have gotten a bit out of hand.
Well, Joe McGillicuddy, the referee, needs to get that out of there.
I overheard Dupree earlier today asking somebody when Canadian Christmas was celebrated. Well, he didn't have a clue.
Well, you see, the Thanksgiving is off, so that's actually a viable question.
Why? Because an earlier present harvest? Get out of here.
Yes, they're where they Canadian Christmas. They go out and they harvest the presents and they give them to the little boys and girls that get their maple syrup and their Canadian flags.
Well, from the presents to the present, which is Aaron Williams and Jack Pollock going on right now, and a premier ring could be an important matchup for future rankings, as you cannot overlook Dupree. who is having consultation with Wayne Palmer right now.
Well, Wayne Palmer's probably trying to sell him a timeshare. I had to listen to that stupid presentation when I got to the building today.
I see. I don't know what to tie up. I think Pollock and Williams could go down as two of the most underrated athletes anywhere in independent wrestling right now. And this is one of the matchups I was most looking forward to here today. And I admit it's a little difficult to be back in the scenery, a little difficult to be back in this building. I don't feel safe anymore. I don't feel like I did anymore because the Cogers, they're all about getting inside your head, not just the physical damage and the psychological. And I'll admit, they have affected me in a very profound way. I will not be the same because of the way the Cogers have impacted my life. But I have a rebuttal, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. As Aaron Williams with a hard, stiff round kick to Jack Pollock, and Williams has that very adept striking game. And quickening the pace a bit, Pollock was not ready for Aaron Williams to unload quite this way.
And though Aaron Williams does have the power to his game, he also has that speed as well. Well, wait a minute.
And Dupree, trying to pull Jack to safety, finds himself in the ring.
Now that's got to be a disqualification. Aaron Williams pulled R.C. Dupree into the ring.
Check out these round kicks again. Dupree should not have his hands on anyone in this matchup.
Well, he was trying to motivate him, trying to pull him to the outside, take a breather. The old Canadian 10 count, as they say. Very popular with Stu Hart.
Canadian 10 count?
Absolutely.
Is it more than 10 after the conversion rate? Williams sends Pollock in. Reversal. Pollock hits hard. And Dupree now with his hands on Williams.
Well, that's your just desserts from Aaron Williams' interference earlier.
Justice, Aaron Williams interfered. He's in the match. What do you mean interference?
Didn't Aaron Williams write that song Moon River?
What year is it? What are you talking about, Moon River? God. The holes in your references are wider than a mile. Jack Pollock now in control of Aaron Williams. What do you think the future is for Team Storm if Jack Pollock's successful here? As Jack Pollock now into the cover, finds two.
Well, I happen to know Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has a very, very strong interest in not only Jack Pollock in the cabinet, but also R.C. Dupree as well. So, Joe, you could actually have government officials in the professional wrestling business here in Premier.
So Jack Pollock's victory over Aaron Williams will propel him to a career in politics, is what you're trying to say.
It very well could. There have been shorter wrestling to politics lengths before.
I am very sorry I asked that question. Jack Pollock sends Aaron Williams in now, knee to the midsection, and Pollock feeling pretty good about himself at this point.
Well, he has to. He has strong motivation behind him, a strong partner in R.C. Dupree. I just want to point out again, his face is on his shirt. That's impressive.
Is it really?
It absolutely is.
Russian leg sweep, nicely done. Canadian leg sweep, sorry.
That's better.
Two count only. Don't want to hear about that from Team Storm later on. They're quick to complain. R.C. Dupree's always got some kind of protest. He's always griping about something. He's upset. He's sad. He's angry.
Well, he is an artiste. He's actually French-Canadian, so he's l'artiste.
I see.
He's a sculptor, a painter, a philanthropist.
He's eccentric. Wait, now Pollock's got the nunchucks of Williams.
Well, this is actually... Canadian rules would allow nunchucks.
Well, we're not in Canada. Dupree waving his something on the outside. Well, look at this. The officials got Pollock's foreign object, and now roll up 2-0. Pollock. Can you imagine Pollock trying to injure Williams with Williams' own nunchuck? That's almost a throwback to that tag team matchup when Williams nunchucks. I think Pollock had a chair as well. Things got completely out of hand in that matchup. And you can see the bad blood still boils over.
Well, it's like the old Canadian philosopher said, turnabout is fair play.
What philosopher said that?
That would be Anthony Kingdom James.
I have never heard of him. Chinlock by Jack Pollock.
Not only does this have big implications here in Premier, but it also, as I mentioned, has the implications here in Canadian politics. I'm sure our Canadian visitors to the north are very interested.
What are you talking about?
Well, I actually...
Well, it's a jawbreaker by Williams, and Pollock, you can tell glazed over look in his eyes. He's in a bad way.
You'd have to think, too, that whoever wins this matchup would certainly be propelled up the singles rankings for that Premier Championship.
Certainly very possible. I also know that, as Williams connects with a high kick, Pollock and Dupree have expressed interest in more tag team competition as well. And keep in mind, Williams and Wings are also an accomplished tag teams, even though Williams is currently focused on the welterweight championship. As Williams with a knee, hard clothesline takedown. 2 count, only 2. Really, basically what it comes down to is I think either of these two men could compete for any given championship in this company on any given night that they're eligible for.
Well, there's that. You will not hear an argument from me on either man. I think slightly more deserving is Jack Pollock and R.C. Dupree. Imagine R.C. Dupree would have to get a new shirt if he had a championship around his waist.
Well, that might set him back a little bit. You know, those starving artists don't make a lot. Hard forearm shots by Williams.
Hard thumb to the eye by Pollock.
Something like that. Dupree was really proud of it. Probably his idea. Oh, God! Kick out of nowhere! Can you believe the footwork of Aaron Williams? Is that it? No.
Now, shouldn't he have those feet registered as weapons as well and not allowed to use them?
Not allowed to use them. It's wrestling. This kind of stuff happens.
It's not my first day on the job, kid.
Williams trying to motivate himself here, get that second burst of adrenaline. Calling for a brain buster. This could do it for Pollock. Pollock able to wriggle free, get some momentum on his side, create some distance at least.
He certainly saved himself momentarily. Oh!
Bicycle kick caught Jack Pollock high. Spine buster. Nice adjustment. Has him? No. And Pollock is stunned.
Well, Pollock is stunned, and I think R.C. Dupree just about lost his lunch.
Sorry to hear that.
And some Canadian bacon with some eggs.
Pollock is getting more and more upset now. I believe one of the elbow pads came off. Wait.
Hold that.
Hold that. What? Oh, Pollock got baited in. And now Williams, the brain buster. Oh, right across the knee. Jack Pollock is done for here. Has him? No. I'm impressed. I did not expect Jack Pollock to be able to kick out.
Well, Jack Pollock is certainly resilient. Resiliency is his middle name.
Williams now into the cover once again. Now Dupree is right there. Dupree puts the foot of Pollock on the rope, and now he's pleading innocence.
Well, he was in the way. The hard cam, I couldn't exactly see what had happened there, Joe.
Easy there inside baseball. Williams got R.C. Dupree by the hair, by his eccentric hairstyle. And Dupree gonna pay for his sins. Oh, miscue. Team Storm almost collides. Dupree got it anyway.
Now, what did Dupree do to deserve any of that?
A little bit of everything. Dupree was out before he hit the ground, but Pollock gets that Mafia kick in. Oh, Williams turned right into it. Wasn't aware, and Pollock picks up the victory.
Here is your winner, Jack Pollock.
Jack Pollock survives. It was Dupree's involvement that was a contributing factor. But nonetheless, Team Storm back on their winning ways. And I have never seen Jack Pollock look better than he has these past few months with Dupree by his side.
And you know, I just actually sent a tweet to the Canadian Parliament, and going forward, this day will be forever known as Jack Pollock and R.C. Dupree Day.
Look at this obnoxious celebration.
Well, that's what you do on Jack Pollock and R.C. Dupree Day. Joe, get some decorations out. I feel like having a fiesta.
I will do no such thing.
That is not a Canadian term.
Thank you for clarifying. Look at the celebration. They're doing multiple laps all over the place.
From British Columbia to Ontario, they're going to be going bananas. Or banana.
Jack Pollock and R.C. Dupree celebrate victory and country, as in their mind, it's one more victory for Canada. Team Storm prevails, but give the assist to R.C. Dupree for Jack Pollock's victory.